Hello and welcome to the Drumwell podcast, where we look at what drummers do away from the kit in order to do their very best behind the kit. And today I've got an excellent guest. I've known this guy for over 20 years. We've gigged together. We've been in a snare drum line together, but always enjoy him playing. He's currently the drummer for Beast Machine, the Drunken Midnight Choir, and as I just found out, he's reformed his earliest band, Ping. Please welcome Mr. Josh Paish.
Hey, everyone.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good,
Thanks
bro.
so much for being here.
Oh, of course. Can't wait.
Really stoked to have a chat. You're probably someone, I guess a lot of drummers I've spoken to on this pod have sort of like, drumming, they drum, they play, and then they realize, I need to do a bit more for my body to maintain this. But you're someone that's been like training for as long as I've known you, like even early 20s, probably earlier than that. Generally, the first talking point is what do you do away from the kit in order to invest behind the kit. But I'd love to dive a little deeper with you because I know training's a big part of your life, and I know you do strongman, and yeah, maybe just give us a little history about like when you actually started working out, when you actually started playing drums, and how it sort of interlinks with each other.
Yeah, sure, mate. Well, my dad was a drummer. He was a drummer for 30 years. He played with Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs.
Wow.
He played with the Sonics.
Yep.
And basically, I grew up in Ballina in a little house, and they had a granny flat at the back, and it had a gym and a drum kit. And
Yep.
I, as a little boy, going to Dad's gigs all the time. He played locally a lot. So that's how I got into drumming. I just started playing from there, and then obviously he was more of a fitness guy, but just watching him train, then I started mucking around with the weights, and then it just sort of, I fell into the whole strength side of things. Just I was going to a commercial gym, and just the older boys noticed that I was throwing a lot of weight around, and just sort of pushed me into that side of things. So
Yeah, cool.
I just started powerlifting, and then moved to strongman after that.
Yep. What's sort of I know, like I see a lot of strongman stuff, and I know a few guys that are into it, but like, I mean, I see a lot of like the big balls of concrete replicating rocks and just sort of stuff like that. Like, what was the sort of, I don't know, what really got you into it? You just like the discipline, the training, the
Toddy, I was a huge WWF fan. That's just who even blokes our age, bro. That's when we grew up. Like everything was, it was WWF, or it was He-Man, or it was G.I. Everything was just, everyone was buff as fuck that you watched, and so I guess that was a big part of it. Just finding out when I started competing, I did pretty well. Ended up setting a bunch of records and getting a bunch of titles. So that spurred me on, and that was it. It's just part of my life now. I couldn't imagine a day without it now. In terms of motivation, that's not a factor for me. That's just what I do. I breathe and sleep and train. That's homeostasis for me.
Yeah, like motivation is sort of like I've heard a good like sort of description of motivation where it's like the spark, but then discipline is the fire, and it's kind of like you form these habits and you do it every day. Like for me, exercise is a massive part of my life now, but it wasn't. I mean, it was sort of 9 years ago I made some massive changes, and I needed to drop some weight, and I needed to get fitter, and a lot of it revolved around wanting to be playing drums well.
It is a huge part of it.
Yeah. But it's just really become like habit. And even on days where I'm like, I really don't feel like doing this today, I just have I have to do a minimum 30 minutes, 5 days a week. I try to do 6.
Yep.
I even find if I don't do that 6th day, the body's a bit stiff the next day. So, and I try to mix it up a bit. Like I'm not doing any kind of strongman stuff. I'm doing a lot more just maintenance, trying to keep muscle, build muscle. But also like I'm doing a lot of stuff for my like tendons, and because I find that those are what's getting a bit more I don't know, you know, they crack it, the knees crackle a little bit,
Oh,
and
yeah. Yeah, no, I know exactly what
walk
you mean. Yeah.
yeah, walking up a stairwell at night time when it's quiet, and you just hear the of the knees, or
It can be entertaining. It gets to that stage.
yeah. So it's sort of it's I think it's motivation's the spark, but it's the discipline and the habit that really you just keep pushing through.
Look, consistency's key, Toddy. Consistency's
Mm,
key to everything, as you know. But
yep.
I have heaps of people messaging me saying, "Oh, I want to do this, Paish. I want to drop this. I want to get a bit stronger. What do you reckon? What do you reckon?" I'm like, you got to find something that you want to do. That's the number one thing. Like if you're dragging your ass to a gym and trying to do curls and you're hating every second of it, you're going to go for 2 weeks and you're never going to go again. And you'll do that every
Yeah.
5 years. So if you can find something that you love to do, it's even between dancing or jiu-jitsu or I don't know what it is, but something to get your body moving that you enjoy, you'll do it all the time. That'll be the most beneficial.
Yeah, I think for me, I started out just doing body resistance, and I had this app on my phone for probably a year and a half before I ever used it, for 7-minute workouts. It's basically 12 exercises, all body resistance,
Yep.
and it's 7 minutes. And I found on days where I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll have the day off, maybe I won't do it. By the time I tried to convince myself as to why I shouldn't have done it, it was 10 minutes, and I could have done the exercise and been done for 3. So
100%. Yeah.
yeah. So it's really, it is really just building those habits and doing it.
Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, it's certainly helped me a lot. Like I had a degenerated disc in my back that I fixed through functional movement training. Uh,
100%.
back,
Yeah. That's the other thing.
back, back
Mate, people ask me, "Oh, fuck, how's your back after 30 years of lifting tons every week?" I'm like, "My back's fine. It's perfect."
yeah,
Like, it's not
that's why.
that's why. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bit of a myth around that as you get into your 40s. He's like, "Oh, you can't do that. You'll fuck your back." Like, no, you have to do that. Otherwise, your back won't last. You know, like
Mm.
that's what you need. You need that heavyweight compression down, so you keep that bone density, you keep that elasticity in your tendons, and yeah,
Yeah, and all those soft tissues. Like
yeah,
you don't really think so much about the soft connecting tissues. So I try to do a lot of movements around that, like a lot of yeah, a lot of sort of like resistance band stuff and sort of like wrist movements. You know, I walk backwards. Walking backwards apparently is really good for all your legs and knees and hips.
Oh,
So
it blows you up pretty
use
quick.
resistance band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't realize
But
it.
I also do it at work.
Yeah,
Yeah, I also do that at work, like in the trucks. You know, like I work in a warehouse and deliver pallets, so I'll be walking backwards up and down the truck to wheel pallets in and out, and it just sort of worked out that, oh yeah, that's cool. I'll try and do it a bit more.
yeah, for sure.
So, little things through the day, little exercise snacks as they call them. Might be in an elevator delivering some stuff, so I'll do 5 or 10 squats on the way
You can
up
do
and 5
squats.
or
Yeah,
10 on
yeah,
the way down.
yeah. Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
As for like drumming specific stuff, I used to a lot back in the day do I heard Dennis Chambers, and Dennis Chambers incredibly choppy,
Mm,
and he uses heavy gauge sticks and he practices on pillows, and it
right.
made him dig out the doubles, made him really dig out, and it really worked the extensors on top of his forearm. And he
Mhm.
said that made a big difference. And I did that for years. And it did
Yep.
actually make a really big difference for me. And also, I've always, I don't know about you, Toddy, but my practice kit, I always keep intentionally shitty and intentionally slightly, you know what I mean? Like busted cymbals
Yep.
and off kilter things and flat skins. So I've got to dig everything out. So it's difficult and hard. So no matter what I'm playing on, I can rock up. And if the backline kit's garbage, fine. I can deal, but also when I get on my good kid, I fucking fly. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's great. Yeah, because you do often rock up, and I actually like the challenge of a backline kit that sucks and
so do
just
I.
like making it work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny that, yeah, so do I.
yeah. I mean, sometimes you're like, "Fuck, how am I going to do this?" But
Cardboard
you always
pot,
figure it out.
cardboard box, and a couple of tin pans. I'm like, yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting what you say about the heavy gauge sticks. I got a set of those Vic Firth like marching sticks.
Yeah,
They're thick. They're like taping two 5As together
yeah,
with the rubber
they're
tips.
crazy. Yeah,
And yeah, I actually originally got them so I wouldn't have to carry a practice pad around touring, just to make everything a bit lighter
yeah,
for
yeah.
travel. And yeah, I actually love them. I actually use them on a pad sometimes, but like you say, on a pillow, on a chair, on my knees,
Mm.
and just really, it really gets that burn through the
Yeah, it just
forearm.
makes you dig them. You dig them out. Like that's why I love that analogy when he was saying that. He said it makes me dig out, especially the doubles, things like that. If I'm practicing my paradiddles, and I've got this thing I've done for a million years. I go from single to double to triple paradiddle in one loop, and I'll do that for a long
Yep,
time. And that's I really like that for chop building. And
yep.
digging that out on pillows with heavy sticks it'll blow you out pretty quick, especially the first time you do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess something I do a lot, and you know, I try to warm up for like not only shows. I'm really good at warming up for shows, but something I'm trying to get better with is warming up properly for my own personal practice. Like I'll warm up a bit for band rehearsals, but personal practice I'll sort of roll in and start playing, and
Yep.
I guess warm into it. But you know, I'm actually trying to do a bit more, like just get the blood pumping through the whole body, do a few resistance band movements and stuff, just to really get it pumping.
Yeah, look, because I usually, I'm not a mad fan of cardio unless I'm doing sort of fight stuff, but
Hmm.
I use my practice as cardio. So I'll train, I get my heavy stuff out of the way, and then I'm already ridiculously warmed up and a little blown up too. So
Hmm.
and then I'll just jump straight on the kit and start practicing. So it's good because you're pre-exhausted. So once again, it's more difficult. I like to make it as difficult as possible. So it's
Yeah,
because you know what it's like when you rock up especially to a big show, or you don't know how sometimes you're really feeling it, and you're warm and you're keen and you're comfortable. Sometimes you're not that comfortable. You'll be weirdly pumped through the forearms or something like that. Just little
mm,
curveballs. I just remember when I did the National Drummers Playoff that was the thing through Billy Hyde's in Sydney.
yeah.
I did that 2 years in a row. And
Oh, yeah.
first time I came third, and I wasn't expecting to, so I done really well, and it pumped me up. So the next year I went in again, and it was a much bigger deal. Huge auditorium in Sydney and all the best drummers. And I made the finals again, and the finals were in this huge auditorium. And I was probably 20, 21, and I was just
Hmm.
so pumped, and I wanted to win so badly that I overwarmed up, and my adrenaline kicked, and my forearms just blew up like fucking balloons, and I could barely hold the stick. And it
Right.
was just sheer panic. this this drum solo followed by a piece, but you've got all like the biggest drum teachers in the city, and all 700 drummers in the room, and plus all the press, and I couldn't play what I wanted to play, and it was just the world's worst feeling. And
Yep.
I said, I'm never going to fucking do that again. I'm going to make sure that no matter what the circumstance, I'm able to get through a show without blowing my
Yeah.
forearms up or yeah.
I actually really enjoy watching you play, and like the way, like you're sort of talking about digging it out. I've sort of, in my own mind, say like I watch you play, and you're almost attacking the kit, you know, like
Yeah, that's fair.
you sort of really like, but not like you're beating someone up. It's sort of like with finesse. You attack with finesse, and it's like really cool to watch. Like
Thanks,
you'll
bro.
drop back when you have to. But your fills have always been something I've looked at and gone, that's sick. Some fills, like especially with some of the Beast Machine stuff, you're throwing so many notes in, but it's all there. It's all tasty. It's
Yeah,
like
look,
it's really
I
cool to
know it's
watch.
busy, but it is sort of kind of well rehearsed between me and Reggie because everything's clicked. You can't
Yep.
sort of go too much off off kilter. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
yeah, it was a bitch getting that whole set to click at that speed, but it was. I'm really glad we did. It was
Yeah. So you play live to a click then
the
with
whole
Beast
set.
Machine?
Yeah, the whole set.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah,
Does Reg play to a click as well, or
yeah,
just you? He just plays to you? Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Because all the bass is tracks. They're all tracks.
Right.
So we've got bass, keys, samples, and the whole set is to click, including the intermission. So unless he presses stop on the machine, because something's gone wrong, the whole thing's clicked. So like I said at the start, it was very hard, but you get used to it, and now it's second nature. But I love those sort of challenges too, like just getting out of my comfort zone. I remember you were talking, Toddy, about switching genres, and you nearly had to relearn. We were talking about it on Facey, and you posted something, and I commented on it, saying I was exactly the fucking same. When I joined the DMC, I hadn't played. Actually, I'd never played that sort of jazzy, bluesy, cruisy, crooner stuff, and I was amazed at how difficult I found it and how bad I was at it, because you got your own. You get this ego, like, oh, I'm the shit, and then you try and do that, and you think, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm fucking awesome. I'll sit there and smash that. I wasn't very good, Toddy, and I remember videoing it and watching it back and go, fucking hell. So, and that was just a whole new learning experience. So, and just controlling the adrenaline too, because like you said, I'm very aggressive and that stuff. So when that's not what you want and it's not called for, it's so hard to take it back, to turn it off.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was actually recently. I did some shows with Combi Christ, and I listened to it, and it's like, oh yeah, I can do that. You know, it's sort of dance beats, but that luckily that was all to click. Now I hadn't done stuff live. I haven't played live to a click since when I did the Berserker and like Devolution and stuff. That was all live clicked, like you say, where it's like the whole set is clicked out.
Yeah.
Even all the little talky bits, and only if something fucks up, you got to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same with Combi Cross. So I was like, they sort of said, oh yeah, you know, they hit me up. We need a drummer for these Aussie shows. Are you comfortable playing with in-ears and a click? And I went, yeah, easy. Just sort of say, yep, got the gig, and then figure it out later.
Yeah.
But just dropping that tempo back a little bit and just kind of get into that pocket. And also with Combi Christ, they actually play live with all the drum sample, like everything's programmed on the recordings.
Oh, okay.
So I actually play live with those as well. So I'm basically, so if I got lost, because, you know, I only had a couple of weeks to sort of prepare for all that. If I ever got lost, it was like, well, at least there's a beat behind it where I can go, oh shit, I played the wrong bit, and just like
that bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I got too lost, but I did get some pretty nice comments where a lot of people didn't actually think there was a backing beat under it, but they could only tell in like some minute parts where it sounded flammy.
Yeah, right.
Where might have. It's like, oh, I didn't realize until about 3/4 of the way through the set that there was a backing beat as well.
It's a big compliment, bro. That's fucking hard to have that sort of timing.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize. I was just playing the songs, but and a couple of the sound guys on those shows sort of mentioned that, and I took that as a pretty.
That's nice, bro. One of the hardest classes I took at the MI, when I went to the MI in the States, the Musicians Institute, did the drum program. One of the hardest classes, and the one that I was most scared of, with this old gospel chop African American bloke. And it was the timing class. That's what it was. And he used to put you on the spot so hard. But he had a click in the room, this big click. And he had a kid at the front of the room, and he used to just fuck with the click. So he'd pick you out of the class. You tell me, I'm like, oh shit, righto. And it'd be some like gospel choppy sort of beat, and he'd just fuck with the click. He'd move the accent, or he'd take click out. So it'd be tuck, 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 or tuck, tuck, tuck. He'd move one, and he'd fuck with it until he took the click away, but kept it going. And you just sat, and then you bring it back in, you'd see where your timing was. And I found it really beneficial, but it was very difficult.
Yeah. I've actually got this really cool app called Rhythm Bot, and you can do all that with it. What I do with that mostly is you can set it so it starts at, say, 80 BPM, and then after every 4 or whatever tempo you want, after every I'll do 4/4, it goes up by 1 BPM. So starts off painfully slow. I've been doing my warm up like this just when I get behind the kit.
Yep.
So I'll do that, and I'll get it. It goes right up to 400 BPM now.
Yes.
Obviously, I end up halving it and whatnot,
Yeah.
but just trying to play along and increase the speed, and I found that really cool. But you can actually take out clicks for all this sort of training,
Yeah.
and make it adjustable. So it's definitely
It definitely helps.
definitely a good challenge.
Any of that sort of shit
Yeah.
helps, mate. That's why I've always like it making shit difficult for yourself is it's kind of my ethos from training to
Mhm.
drumming, because like I've known a lot of drummers, even though good drummers, not nothing wrong with them, but their practice kit was perfect and brand new Zildjians and brand new skins, and they couldn't really play if there was a shitty backline kit. It just bugged out. That was it. Like, because it wasn't right and didn't feel right, and then I just didn't want to be like that. And the backline kits are better now. They're way better now. I don't know if you remember, Toddy, but back in the day, you just brought your own kit. Nobody used the fucking backline kit. It was an absolute piece of garbage, or it didn't exist. But
Yeah, well, I had that thing, because it was very rare. It was always bring your own kit, and so when I did, when there was those occasions where it's like, all right, everyone's got to use the same kit, it's like, oh shit, and you sort of go, oh. So then that was where I really went, hang on, I got to get better at this because I want to be touring and playing around, and I can't always lug my drums everywhere. And sometimes there's just no room in some of these venues. So
yeah, totally.
It really became a thing. I call it the cockpit. So my stool height, my snare height, where my pedals sit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can get the hi-hats right, but sometimes I can't, depending on what sort of hi-hat stand they've got and if it's in one piece or not.
Bro, that's the problem too. And if you got those little bugs, that's another reason why I make my practice kit awkward. If you can't tune that out, you can't block it, you're gonna fuck up. Because if it's slightly fucking with your foot and you concentrate, shit, and you're gonna lose that train and you're gonna miss a section, or you're like, oh shit. So I like that feeling of uncomfortability, so it's not distracting me. I can still do what I need to do.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Especially touring around and just playing on whatever.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to play my own kit too. So
always. I've got a PDP I play in the States. It stays over there. So when we tour the States, I always play that nice little cherry red PDP, and it's beautiful because it's weird because in the States they seem to not have a lot of backline options. It's very much still you bring your own shit. Even all the lineups we're putting together in the club shows, everybody's in the thread going, there's no, whose kit are we using? It's just like they just bring their own kit. So it's kind of a throwback. It's been nice doing that because here, it's like there's always a backline kit, or always like swapping kits out now is a thing of the past.
Yeah, and like unless it's sort of like, I guess, like I watched you play the other week with Test Eagles, and obviously those sort of bigger shows, everyone uses their own stuff.
Yeah.
But I just did a few shows over the weekend, and we played at Moe's and we played at PFR, and all the bands used the backline kit.
Yeah.
So for me, it meant dropping a rack tom. Like a lot of the time, because I set my kit up where I like my racks a bit closer and my kick drum a bit further away. So sometimes if they're kick drum mounted toms, I can't play two because they're too far away. So I'll just move one in the middle, and then that's about where I like it. So then I'll just run one.
I suppose it depends on what you're playing too, Toddy. Like with Beast, because I'm so all over the kit at such speeds, if it's really fucked up or really, it can mess with my set 100%. Like, because you're not comfortable. If I'm playing rock stuff or I'm doing session work for someone, it's just I can play whatever. It doesn't matter the setup at all. So it really matters to me in terms of which project. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think especially with heavy metal, like you kind of do. It is that precision piece, and it is that like you are doing so much at such speeds and such precision that it can be difficult playing on something foreign, but good skill to have.
I was going to say,
And
I can do it, but it's funny because the difference is chalk and cheese. I bring my own kit. I can do it in my sleep. If I do it on something that's awkward or it's just a one up, one down, so the cymbal's here instead of I'm like, oh shit, I've got to think. So it's a lot harder. So it's a bigger challenge.
Yeah. I think it also, like, generally, if you know what you're doing, you'll generally adapt. So it might take a
100%.
song or two, and then by the end of the set, it's like you've been playing that kit your whole life. Yeah. Challenges. See, no one knows this. No one knows this except drummers. Everyone just is like, oh yeah, that was great. It's like that was real.
Yeah,
that was a real challenge.
There's a lot of work involved in that, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Diet wise, do you what's your sort of diet? Are you
whatever goes in my mouth, bro. I'm I'm not great with diet, and I never have been. Look, I came up with an old school powerlifting coach, and he just wanted me bigger. You got to be bigger. So his fucking idea of diet was more ice cream. So
right.
So that's where I sort of got my diet from, and it's not great. But as of late, as I've gotten older, I just don't want to. I don't want to balloon out because I'm not doing as much cardio. I used to be a complete maniac with my training. I'd be training 4 hours a day because when I've been a bouncer for so long. You work with the boys, and then the boys would come over and meet me at the fucking strongman court with the monster. Wake me up. Right, here we go. And we start with we start rolling, we do jiu-jitsu, we do pad work, then we get into strongman, and then we do cardio after. You'd be training for 4 hours a day. So it didn't really, you couldn't keep the calories up. It didn't matter what was going in your neck. Yeah. So as I've sort of tapered off the cardio, I don't do as much. I'm only sort of doing 2 days a week, MMA, and then the rest of it just strongman. And I still do, we'll still roll with my boy as well. We'll do pad work, but it's definitely not anywhere near what it was. And when I made that transition to doing less, I started to balloon out pretty big. So I just had to make little adjustments in it's like just sugar and carbs mainly. So
yeah. I think that's. I think when you're younger as well, your body processes all that so much quicker. Yeah. I was just always able to eat whatever, play the drums. Never really worked out, never really did anything, kept my figure, and then suddenly I started to pack it on a bit. I was like, oh, it's all right, I'll just play more drums.
Yeah.
And then I could always play the drums, but I kept getting bigger. So I sort of had
to... when you finally figure out just how much it takes to move fat, how much fucking cardio to move a little bit of fat, you go, okay, I probably don't want to put too much of that on, otherwise it's going to be real hard for me to get off.
Yeah, I think it's also in conjunction. Cardio is definitely good as far as stamina and stuff for playing your longer sets and whatnot. But I guess to move fat, you have to have muscle underneath it.
Oh, yeah. So, makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. So that was a big thing for me, especially with the resistance training and then getting into weights and then, sort of doing what I do now where I'll sort of do a bit, like you say, I try to do 30 minutes a day minimum.
Yep.
And it's usually the days that I don't want to do it where I'll end up doing an hour.
Yeah, it's funny that. Yeah, I find that too. Yeah. Sometimes I'll walk in because I watched Arnold do this piece on intuitive training, and he was talking about it on a podcast, and it spoke to me because if I'm on a regimented thing and I know I've got to go in there, I've got to hit a 10 rep set on 200 kilo deadie because of the program. And I might just feel like shit. I might not want to, and if I walk into the gym and I'm like, what do I want to do? I'll do that. And then all of a sudden I'm down a rabbit hole. I'm doing new shit and it's exciting and I want to do it. So that's the way I've trained for quite a while, is just intuitive. But I know what day it is. Say it's back day. So we know what in the scope of what we're doing, we know what we're going to do, but it's whatever I feel like. So yesterday, me and my boy, it was back day and we've got a comp coming up next month, strongman comp on the Gold Coast. So we've sort of we have to do Atlas stones. So we done the stones, we got the stones out of the way, but then it was just free for all. So we ended up just chucking him on the sled and we pulled each other on the sled, arm over arm. And then we did close grip chins in supersetted into biceps just because we felt like it. And that made the fun aspect of the workout. It just makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
It's yeah, but yeah, it's sort of yeah, definitely on the days where it's like, "Ugh, I really don't feel like it. I actually find that it's almost like I won't say I'm angry about it, but it's almost like, oh, fuck this. And then you start moving and it's
Yeah.
like, hey, this is really good. And then you're just like, that was actually the best workout I had all week. And it was the one I didn't feel like doing.
Isn't that funny? You're probably true
Yeah.
too. You're probably a bit low at that point, and that first little bit of that little hint of dopamine goes, "Oh fuck, here we go. I feel way better." So you're
Yep.
probably getting a bit of a chasm there between the two, and you can feel it. Like,
Do you also find like, I find for me, I can lift heavier in the morning than in the afternoon. If I try to work out every morning because I work afternoon night shift.
yep.
Um, so working out in the morning is just what I do. But then some days, like on my day off, I might have something on in the morning, and I go, "Oh, I'll just do it the Savi." And yeah, I can't lift as heavy.
Toddy, it's one of those fucking things, bro. I find because I'm a bouncer and have been for fucking near 30 years, my morning is the afternoon. So my body clock's on that.
Yep.
So like I'll get up and I'll be groggy most of the time, and I'll swallow an energy drink and a fucking bacon and egg feed. And then
Hmm.
I'll probably wallow for a bit, and then all of a sudden I just boom, come to life. Probably about
Yep.
3 o'clock in the hour, and it just coincides with my boy, my son. He's a bouncer too, so he by the time he gets home, and then we just hit it. So
Yep. He's a drummer too, right?
he is good one too.
Yeah, because I think it might have been during COVID, maybe just after, but there was some awesome 3 generations of Paish drum jams that you were putting some videos up
Yeah,
of. I was digging that.
yeah. Oh, look, we had some fun, bro. We wrote really, really cool tribal pieces, just drum
Yeah.
pieces, and we didn't know what we were going to do with it. Still don't, but it's we've got a whole set there. We did a couple of gigs,
Yep.
and they went really, really well. But it's we didn't know what to do with it. It's just drums, you know what I mean? So, but
Yeah, it's one of the
yeah,
oldest, like you say, tribal. It's one of the oldest instruments, sort of musical instruments out there. Hitting something
yeah,
with a stick, yeah, making rhythm. It's
100%.
yeah, it's like a
Caveman stuff.
yeah, yeah. It's something primitive that I guess our our brains are still wired for that sort of thing for
Yeah,
the rhythm.
100%. Track's that sort of dude, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Warm up routine for we've sort of gone through a bit of that. Like, do you do any kind of special stuff for shows, or is it more just the stick work, sort of pad work,
Uh,
anything like that? Or
I don't usually bring a pad or anything, Toddy, but I'll just usually pull up a stool and put fucking my stick bag over it or something to stop the real click
Mhm,
noise. And then I've got these two things that I do and have done forever that I learned from the MI. Another instructor there who's amazing,
mhm.
called Ryan Brown. He's a great mate of mine too. He plays for um, Dweezil Zappa, Frank Zappa's son.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's this incredible band in LA, and he's the drummer for it. But he was my jazz teacher at the MI.
Yep.
Amazing dude. Shout out to Ryan. Um, and I'm not sure it was him or one of the other boys. This escalating pattern, hand pattern I do and I do single straight roll into doubles, into triples, into quads,
Mhm.
and I do that per hand. So I go 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4,
Yep.
and it's a rotating pattern. And once again, once I've done that, I do the same thing in paradiddle. So I go single, doubles, triples, quads,
Mhm.
in paradiddles, and that has been my warm up forever.
Yep. Any sort of are you sort of doing that just on your legs or on a chair or,
I try
um
to do it on a chair,
yep,
or the seat cushion of a door on my leg. Like, but I'd prefer to warm up properly on like a nice with a little bit of rebound.
yep,
But whatever's there. But I have to warm up on this. I don't like sitting down cold. Because otherwise I won't come online, so to speak, until about the third song. Otherwise,
yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah, that was something that was where I started warming up originally was because you'd get up and I used to just get up and start playing and you'd get that amino acid build up in
straight
especially
away.
your forearms and it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
"How am I gonna get through this song?" And then,
yeah. Shit
it's
out. Terrible feeling. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I find that getting all that out of the way in a warm up really, really helps.
yeah.
Any injuries that have like inhibited your drumming? And if so, how did you overcome them? If not,
Oh, well, I was always because I played rugby league for a long time when
yep.
I was a kid, and so I was always breaking fingers and toes and doing
Oh,
stupid shit.
yeah,
So that was very annoying, and that's why I stopped playing.
yeah.
And then, of course, being a bouncer, doing all the MMA, then there was a lot of injuries. So just fingers, broken toes, shit like that, just annoying shit. And I
Mhm.
spent a lot of time, a couple of gigs, like wrapping my fucking hand and taping the stick to my broken hand, just stupid shit.
Yeah.
So I tried to not do any of that unpredictable shit that fucks with my drumming now.
Mm.
As in like long term, no. Luckily, yeah, no. I've been really good. The only thing I do have is this finger boob. Oh shit! I'll try to
Oh yeah.
show you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
I went to the doc and I said, "What the fuck is this?" The doc, and he goes, "Oh, it looks like fluid retention from repetitive hits."
Mm.
Hang on, buddy. Hang on, I'm talking to somebody. Yeah. From repetitive hits.
Yep.
So, and the doctor's going, "What are you, a carpenter or something?" I said, "No, I just couldn't put two and two together." I go, "I'm a drummer," and he's like, "Oh, right," and that's exactly where the stick hits. So from hitting the ride that way over and over and over again, and it's just build up fluid
Oh
in that
wow.
knuckle, in
Yeah.
that joint. Yeah,
And does it?
nothing doesn't hurt, doesn't do anything, but I'll probably get rid of it soon because I can't get a ring on it.
Right. Yeah. 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 I've actually, you can't really see it now, but I've actually got this. It's like a bone spur on my right wrist, which is obviously my dominant hand, probably from
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
It doesn't hurt either. It's just a slightly raised bit of bone. Every now
yeah.
and then, like I think maybe twice or three, actually just the other week it was doing it. It swelled up, like it looked really quite big, but it doesn't stop me from playing. If anything, I lose a little bit of mobility in my wrist there, but
Mm.
doesn't stop me from playing, which is
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Most
yeah.
most injuries that I've had, it's never stopped me drumming. Like I'll just play
No,
through the
fuck no.
pain if it's, you know.
Straight away. Yeah, I've broken my foot multiple times, played gigs on with a moon boot on. Like you don't miss gigs, bro.
No, no, no. It's geez, I've had a few things over the years. I've had some like shoulder issues, like um recently I had a little bit of tennis elbow, which I've never had before, but
Oh, that sucks.
yeah,
Yeah.
that I think that
Yeah.
was more, we had a lot of rain a few months back up here, and because I wasn't out doing much cardio, I've got a rowing machine. I was just rowing really as hard as I could, like just try and get the cardio up. And
All right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, specifically in my left, both elbows, but mainly in my left, it really kind of was a bit
Fucking me
painful.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, but I got some. I went to the physio, and like the physio is pretty cool. And he's like, "Well, the one thing we're not going to tell you to stop doing is drumming," but just gave me
Yeah.
some, do different exercises, neutral grip on stuff. Don't, hammer grip curls instead of like, standard bicep curls. And as far as rowing, I was like trying to hold a neutral grip rather than like up or under.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Instead of
Li-
supinated. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, little thing. And then just you couldn't do certain movements, but yeah, it's actually come pretty good. Still a little, if I press on it, it's still a little bit sore, but
No,
it's
I
come
told you,
good.
you can't stop. Like that's the other thing too. Like, doesn't matter what the doctor says to me. I'm not going to stop. Like
No.
that's ridiculous. My head could be
Yeah.
falling off. Stop.
Yeah, I'm like that too. Like, I think I was talking to someone of it, and his wife's got a bunch of these medical issues, and she's just slowly but surely just surrendering to it, and like just doesn't leave the house. And it's like, oh, you gotta do something. It's like,
Oh,
oh, but
that's too
the
hard. Yeah.
the doctor said this and that, and she's just waiting till what the doctor. It's like, I appreciate their advice, but I
Yeah.
also feel like if I listen to my own body and at least do something, do what I can, then, you know, you got to keep moving. So that was with same with my back, you know,
Yeah. 100.
just like
100%.
all right, until I actually got in and did I went and got MRI and saw a specialist, but until I got in there, I did what I thought was helping, and it helped me get through every day before I'd get sort of spasmy.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, I saw a neurosurgeon, and I'm thinking he's going to want to operate or do some sort of surgery. And he goes, "Actually, I've developed this course with exercise physiologists and physios and specialists, and um, do that." So it really builds up all those erector spinae muscles and your glutes and your core.
So important, bro. So important because especially too, if you, especially as you get older, all the impacts getting taken on your joints. If you don't have those big columns of muscle there, all the
Mm,
impact of everything is it's all just joint.
yeah,
So,
yeah. It's just keep moving. I think. I think that's just
yep,
one of the
100.
biggest things. Yeah, keep that fluid moving through the body. Do what you can. You
Yep.
know, sometimes you feel better. Sometimes you want to do more. Sometimes you do less. But yeah, it's always just keep moving.
Yeah, you listen to yourself as you get older. You get better at listening to your body as you get older too.
Yeah, yeah. It's like actually, I think you actually had a song called 10 Foot Tall and Bulletproof.
Yeah, back in the
early,
day, yeah.
that was early Inside, I think.
That was very, very early inside. Yeah.
Yeah, your drum vocal at the time, as I recall.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you think you are when you're younger, eh?
Very much. Yeah.
Yeah. I, I kind of like the maturity level, like maybe not so much the crackly knees, but if
I
I
was
had,
going to say, like, it's definitely the best version of myself, but I could just use a little bit more of the bounce back.
yeah,
that was
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah. What I suppose we've sort of run over a lot of that, but what would be some of your top tips for longevity? Obviously, movement. Um,
Yeah, resistance training, Toddy. I think it's the fountain of youth. I really do. It's like you can't, as your bones age, that's one of the worst things is the loss of density, and that's what makes you old. The only
mm,
thing that sort of keeps that in check is putting load on them,
yep.
putting fucking weight on them, so it keeps them dense. So if you don't take it easier, like as you age, you might be smarter with the way you do things, but you definitely should still push yourself. Your body will only give you what you demand of it. If you demand nothing of it, it'll just supply you with nothing and then just slowly waste away.
Yeah. I think that's been something really beneficial with when I did the functional movement training course. Just realizing so many areas of my like exercise routine where I was moving wrong.
Yeah.
Um, I'd never had a back issue, and I've worked in like physical jobs, my entire adult life. Well, my entire life
Yeah.
I've worked physical. I love it. I love that I get movement at work. I'll lift heavy things and move them around, and it's fine. Always lift with the knee, bend the knees, straight back. All that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what was that? Sorry.
I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, gotcha. Yes. um, but yeah. I think there's definitely areas where I realized that I was moving wrong. When you look at the functional movement, really is based around the mechanics of your body and how it's supposed to move, and they've put a
Yeah.
lot into it, and it's just building those habits. And like when I empty the dishwasher now, I don't sort of slouch down. I'll like think about it. And I mean, it's
Slap
all,
drop it.
yeah, yeah. I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'll stand over it. I'll hinge at the hips and I'll pull the dishes out,
That.
or I'll squat down, or yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sort of slouching and leaning awkwardly and doing any of that stuff. It's definitely been a massive help for me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and just keeping that movement going. Um, any shout outs you want to give anyone?
Oh, sure. I just fucking, who does deserve a shout out? And like, we do it like you show appreciation, but just like blokes like you and I, we've been slogging our whole lives sort of independently. And, you know, I don't think many people understand the level of work that goes into producing independent music. I really don't think people properly understand unless you're doing it.
Hmm.
The money, the time, the effort, like it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And who I'd like to shout out is just the people that give you the time to dig your shit. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very, I'm so appreciative because I went through a period there sort of thinking, fuck, what's the point? I'm not signed. I don't have millions of fans. I'm like, and you sort of got to slap yourself in the face and say, bro, you've got thousands of fans. You tour 2 continents. You've
Yeah.
got people that come out and pay money. They get off the couch. They get babysitters. They find parking. It's ridiculous. I don't care if there's 20 people in the room. That's amazing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
shout out to people that do follow and discover artists themselves, independent artists, and support them and follow them. Huge shout out to them. And I try my best to be really appreciative. And I just, anybody watching this, they know that you're very appreciated.
Yeah, supporting those local scenes, grassroots as they call it. I think for me, I realize because I love heavy metal. That's the music I like to play. I like to play anything on drums, but some things I can't really get into. But I love
Yeah.
I love the metal, and I kind of realized at an early age, especially when because we were around back when you could get signed and you could sell CDs and
Yeah.
but it sort of shifted for me probably early-ish on. Like it was that sort of mid 2000s you know, when that sort of shift started happening, all that
Yeah.
Napster stuff and people not buying music anymore. And,
Yeah.
you're basically, if you want to make money in music, like you're basically a t-shirt salesman. So
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just for me, it was always, well, this is what I want to play and I like it. And I love that other people like it. But at the end of the
Yep.
day, I'm still going to do it and I'm still going to go in and I'm going to play to 2 people, 200 people, 2,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to put on the same show every night. I want to play
100%.
for me first. And then if anyone likes it, that's awesome. And if they don't, that's fine too. But I'm doing it because
Yeah.
I want to do it and I love it. And I think I'll always do it regardless of what band it's with or as long as I enjoy it. That's sort of my main priority.
Yeah, me too. So, like, if I wanted to make money, I'd start a very commercial country rock band because they're sort
Yeah.
of cookie that make a lot of money. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. And I
No,
want to challenge myself, and I don't want to sit there and be just a timekeeper either. So
no.
I want to just express my art and yeah, I just been you sort of take a step back and realize how fortunate you are.
Yeah.
And it's really awesome watching some of the support, and it doesn't get lost on me, especially now.
Yeah, it's definitely something I also appreciate. That's actually a really cool shout out because a lot of people will shout
Yeah.
out, sponsors or their bands and stuff, which is also great. But yeah, that's a really good take on that. Shout out to the people that enjoy
Yeah.
just the art that the masses create because there's only a certain amount of, I guess, bands that are sort of in the spotlight, or they might have their moment, or then you got the legacy metal bands, I guess, they're all getting older. They're all in their 60s and 70s, and
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. So
And you watch most of these festival lineups, sorry, they're very much probably 20 bands to get most of the festivals.
yep,
So it's unless if you're in that ilk, that's amazing. It's incredible bands, but like other than that, you're really relying on your grassroots fans, and they're fucking awesome. I've got guys that just share all my stuff, even the ones that just share all my shit. They don't even say anything. They just
yep,
share it. That's massive.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
huge.
yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, this has been great convo.
Yeah, damn right.
Loved diving in there with you and having a chat. It's you, as I said, someone that I've wanted to chat with for a while. Actually, before I sign us off, one of the cool things that I did want to mention was when we did that drum line for El Nino at the 2014 Soundwave. We also had Troy Wright in there. Awesome drummer. I love watching his stuff.
Yeah, always good. Yeah.
He's actually he's probably the coolest drum nerd I've ever met. And like
That's an accurate description.
yeah, like I mean, I just recall like I went out to like, you know, around those sound waves. And I was before I really was into training and stuff. I just played drums then, and I liked
Yeah.
partying. So I'd go out to some of the, you know, side wave gigs and hang out, and I'd get back and he'd still be up at 2 a.m. and he's like, dude, check this out. And I've had a few beers and he's like showing me all this stuff and these patterns that he'd learnt. And like, that was quite an inspiring week with him.
That was a good time. Like Dave called me, said, I want to put this together. Can you put a team together? I'm like, yeah, 100%. So I straight away thought about you. And then I got one of my schoolmates, Odes. He'll watch this.
Yep.
Hey, Odes. And he's a great drummer. He's a great drummer, but he hasn't done much as of late in terms of music, and I wanted to push him back into it. And he had so much trepidation. He was so scared. And I literally had to say, no, you're doing it. I just wasn't giving him a choice.
Yeah.
And so it was great to take him on the road and give him some backstage access. And that was a fun time, Toddy.
It was, yeah. It was really good. Can't believe it was 11 years ago.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, almost 12, yeah. But no, thanks so much for your time today, mate. I know you're a busy man, and I really appreciate you coming on for a chat.
No, it was good to talk to you, Toddy.
Excellent. Take care, and we'll chat again in person, I'm sure.
All right, my bro. See you, bud.
Thanks, mate.